You've been with us since the beginning, and we're friends. But a policy is a policy. We have to separate the personal from the professional. That's a fundamental principle. He paused, a look of grim determination settling over his features. Here's how we'll handle this. You'll hand over the keys immediately. From now on, the vehicle will be managed strictly by the administration department. Additionally, the finance team will calculate the fuel and depreciation costs Madison outlined and deduct them from your next paycheck. Madison's lips curled into a triumphant smirk. She looked like a cat that had finally caught the prize canary. Thank you, Nate. That's very fair. Also, I think a formal apology in front of the whole staff is necessary. This kind of behavior rots company culture. Nate hesitated, glancing at me briefly before nodding. We'll skip the speech. A company-wide memo detailing the disciplinary action will suffice. A company-wide memo. A docked pay. Confiscation of my own keys. I looked at Nate's familiar face and realized I didn't recognize him at all. It was my car. But I didn't argue. I didn't scream. I didn't reach into my bag, pull out the title, and throw it in his face. Because I saw the naked ambition in Madison's eyes, and I saw the calculated greed in Nate's. She wanted to use me as a stepping stone. He wanted to seize the chance to finally claim the company limo as his own, permanently turning my generosity into his asset. 2 years is a long time. Long enough for people to develop the delusion that what they've been allowed to use actually belongs to them. Fine, I said. I stood up, reached into my bag, and pulled out the heavy leather-bound key fob. I placed it gently on the conference table. The thud it made was small, but it felt like a gavel coming down. There are the keys. I accept the memo. I looked at Nate, a slight, knowing smile touching my lips. I hope this car brings the company all the luck it deserves. Nate clearly hadn't expected me to fold so easily. He blinked, a flash of relief, and then greed, crossing his face. I'm glad you understand, Diana. It's for the good of the firm. Madison snatched the keys off the table, gripping them tight as if they were a golden ticket to the C-suite. See, Diana, if you'd just been honest from the start, it wouldn't have come to this. I looked at her with pure pity. She didn't realize what she was holding. She thought she'd snatched power. In reality, she had just grabbed a live grenade, one that was about to blow this company to pieces. The memo hit everyone's inbox 30 minutes later. The subject line was a serrated blade. Disciplinary notice regarding misuse of corporate assets. Operations Director Diana Mercer. It detailed my crimes with surgical precision. The long-term unauthorized use of the firm's flagship Cullinan for personal errands, picking up children, and shopping trips. It cited a severe breach of asset management protocols and conduct unbecoming of leadership. I sat in my office, listening to the murmurs drifting over the cubicle walls. Unbelievable. She always acted so high and mighty, but she's just another cheapskate skimming off the top, right? A Cullinan? That's a $400,000 car. Using it as a minivan? Some people have no shame. Do you think she actually thought Nate wouldn't notice? Even he doesn't drive it that often. Madison really did us a favor. It's about time someone cleaned house. I took a sip of my coffee. The bitterness coated my tongue, but it couldn't touch the coldness in my chest. The door swung open without a knock. Madison walked in, clutching a clipboard. She didn't just walk, she marched. Diana, finance finished the audit. Based on the mileage logs over the last 24 months, you owe the company $128,000 in fuel, maintenance, and depreciation. She slammed the paper onto my desk, looming over me. Nate already signed off on it. You have 3 days to settle the balance or it'll be liquidated from your year-end bonus and equity dividends. I picked up the sheet and scanned the numbers. They were incredibly thorough. They had even counted the miles I drove to the dealership for the car's scheduled maintenance as personal use. 128,000, I mused. You're quite the mathematician, Madison. I'm efficient, she snapped. I know you're bitter, Diana, but these are the rules. You enjoyed a lifestyle you didn't pay for. Now, the bill is due. Enjoyed? I leaned back in my chair, looking her dead in the eye. Do you have any idea what the insurance on that car costs annually? Madison hesitated. The company pays it, obviously. No, I do. $50,000 a year. And the maintenance? Also me. Over 10 grand a service. Well, that was your choice. You're the one who drove it, Madison stammered, her logic beginning to fray.